once again. This is Women in Business. Quite a lot of insight, and she's going to be telling us about how she started. And even as we talked about it, she mentioned one thing that really caught my attention. She told me that it is not so much about the money. It's not so much even about the passion. It's the belief. The belief and the will to start. Today, we get to meet Mrs. Ruth Ainomuhanji. Delighted to have you.
I'm also happy to be here with you, Doreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ruth, 5 years, she's had Arima Events. She is the co-founder with her husband. Arima Events actually deals with decoration. It deals with baking and cosmetology. And according to how we were talking, I think the idea and the dream is to have a one-stop center.
Yeah, for sure. That is what I'm looking up to.
Yes.
Like you say, it is my dream. Yeah.
How did it start? How did it start? Was it something that you had dreamt about? Was it something that you said, you know what, my neighbor is doing it, so I should do it as well? Was it something that your husband said, you know what, let us do something, let's just get something to make money? Or it is something you were passionate about? How did you start? Did you need millions to start? Because you're very vocal about starting something. How did it start?
Now, Arima Events started 5 years ago. Yeah. But basically, like we had talked, it is not all about having millions of money. I started as if I was playing. I didn't have it all that serious, but mainly I had it in my heart. I loved it, but I had not had any money to do it. So my neighbor already did had any single penny now to buy the stuff I may use. How am I going to start it? So I went back to her. She told me, do you really love it? I told her, yes, I'm interested.
She kept insisting on that love. Do you love it?
Do you love it? When she insisted, I was like, yes, I love it. So actually, I also started growing the love for it. Immediately, I started searching about deco. I started searching about what is necessary for doing a deco stuff. So with time, I told her, I'm now interested. We can do the thing. So she had to direct me for some things in case I wanted to do it very fast. And she even helped me to get some of the customers.
Most of the times we have women who come in, not even just coming in, but also women that we sit and talk down, you know, to, and then we talk to. And they'll tell you that they have had this idea for years and years, but they never start because they want everything to be perfect. Everything. Because I know you started off, this wasn't the first business that you had started off.
No, it wasn't the first.
You had started off something else.
I had something already, but decoration coming in was a dream. I want to be one of the best, maybe, decorators the world can have. But before that, I was doing ice cream. Yes, that is what I was doing before. I used to get deals from schools, visiting days, sports days, and festivals. Like, let me assume, we have this Bachiga Nation, we have this KCC Carnival, much as it stopped. So that is how I used to do it. So I could get money, get my stuff, I do process. I could actually do it from home. I didn't need any labor to help me do the kind of ice cream. So I was doing it at that time. But why I stopped it, I incurred a lot of losses. And I think that time the weather was not even friendly. It was always rainy. I reached a point I was like, God, why is it that whenever I'm going for work, it rains? And maybe, let me assume, during that morning there was a lot of sunshine, but by the time you reach on ground, and the rain starts all of a sudden. So that's why I later on decided to leave it aside.
And start something else.
Yes.
Why does it always rain?
I don't know.
Why did it always rain? And you see, these are things that people come up with, you know?
Yes.
Something happens, then the next time it happens, the third time it happens, and someone says, it can't be.
For sure, like you've said, it always rained. If I can recall the times I was doing it in Bachiga Nation, it would always be cloudy, trust me. By something like 4, I would already be disappointed. By that time, I would have already called the phone. I was like, you come and help me, come and pick me. I'm disappointed in this thing. So almost every time I could go for it, it could rain. And there could be no sunshine, and you'll be like, now people are not going to be, are not going to enjoy something cold in a cold weather. So I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe God really wanted me to.
So was it that sort of thing where you could maybe refrigerate? Once you don't use that particular stock for that day, it all gets spoiled.
Yes. No, you see, by that time I didn't have a freeze at home. Meaning, if I had prepared it, I would pack it in my jerry cans, and it is now the machine to help out. Whatever I pour has to be ready for eating. So this one, which is left in the jerry can, it means by that time, it had to be poured out, and that is a loss. So at times I was like, now, if I had a refrigerator at home, I would be like, maybe, yes, I would refrigerate it at home. But by that time, I didn't have it. I was only looking at working there and then, and maybe the leftover is either maybe given out to friends, maybe I just dispose it off. Oh dear. Yes.
So it is the losses, and it's the losses and the terrible rain.
Yeah, the terrible weather. The condition was not friendly for sure.
Sorry about that.
Yes, because I remember even the last time I had to involve my friends. I told them, you know what? You give me a small amount, I bring a small amount, and she brings a small amount, so that we bring it together. Maybe by the time I find I've put 250, by the end of it all, maybe I'll be having my 150, she has 150, she has 150, and maybe the loss will be only 100. I would not feel so much bad.
How did it go?
Still, it was the same case. I remember that last time I've told you, still we put 250. So I remember when we were leaving Bachiga Nation, we all left like, I think it was 120. We felt disappointed, yes.
The sales.
Yes, so when we got disappointed, we now decided for something else. We were like, in case we are given a chance to work with Bachiga Nation, we are going to do something else. So, but unfortunately, I didn't go back.
You didn't?
Yes, I didn't go back.
So did you first take a breather? Did you first decide, let me first sit for some time and then see what I can start? Or you already had it at the back of your mind?
I already had it at the back of my mind, but I didn't have someone to push me. I didn't have someone to look up to. You know, when we are moving, you look at maybe a showroom, you even get scared to enter and maybe ask about it. I didn't have it, not until I met the other lady at home, who really made me love that thing. Yeah.
Now, I also know for sure that you have a very supportive spouse.
Yeah.
Which really works.
Yeah, sure.
In Women in Business, we get to see different reactions, really.
Yeah.
And it is such a blessing when you do have a very good support system.
Yes.
It really is, because this helps you. But then also at the same time, it's very interesting to find out that you and your husband are literally within events.
Yes.
It's actually almost the same. Was this predetermined? Had you thought about it, or it is something that came as you moved on with your business?
Yeah, actually, I want to thank God for a supportive husband, if I can say. So actually, by the time I wanted to build it up, for him, he was already in the system. But him being in the system, it never gave me at any single time that I would definitely begin my own thing. I always had to prepare him for him to go, and I didn't mind. So not at one time when I went with the lady, when I told him, you know what, we are going somewhere, please, I need your permission, I need you to allow me. So he was like, it's okay, you can go. Actually, he made a statement. He was like, Princess, I'm okay with everything, you decide. So I had to go. He actually gave me the money for transportation. So when I went, I came back and gave him the feedback. I showed him the pics, I showed him what we had done, and he was interested. So I told him, how do you see if I start something like this? He was like, it is very fine. He said it is okay.
So just wait a minute. So this was not part and parcel. It is not actually him who pulled you into it.
Yes.
It is not.
It is not. He's not the one who pulled me out.
He had his separate, business that he was talking about, that he was doing.
Now, for him, if I come to this kind of events, he's an MC. Maybe if I can say it in Luganda, alungamya emikolo ejokwanjula. So for him, he was doing it that way, because there's no way he would have told me, because maybe at the moment he was also seeing there was no money for starting up such a thing. But he didn't also tell me about it, that we could do it. Not until I picked interest from the other lady. That's when he also came in and supported it. Yes.
So how did it go?
It went on well, if I can say, because remember, my first time I did that deco, I had savings. Out of whatever I did for the person, it was a savings of 1M.
What?
Yes. When I got the 1M, I was like, oh my God, this is a real deal. I said it is a real deal.
I think it was so exciting.
Very exciting.
So exciting.
Just, you can imagine.
That was the very first time?
Yes.
The very first time?
When I got a deal. Someone trusted me with Mkoro. So I was like, yes, this is a real deal.
Was it a referral? Was it something that you actually took?
Actually,
how did you get it?
It was from him.
He's the one who actually was able to do that?
Yes. He referred me to someone. And remember, I had not done it on my own. For him, he said, you know what, let us trust God for the best. There is a deal, and we are going to do it.
Now, for sweet. So you got a friend of yours?
No.
Or you went along with us?
Now, when the deal came in, I now called the other lady.
Oh, yes. The one you had gone with at first?
I didn't go with her. No, as in the one I went with at first, and who made me love that thing.
Yes.
I called her for inquiries. Yeah. I called her, what am I supposed to do to make sure someone's occasion comes out best. So she told me on phone as I was noting down in my book. Oh, yes. So whatever she told me is what I went behind and decided also to do. So what I did was to go on ground. When I reached on ground, now I started finding out. Actually, from that thing, all I did was hiring. By that time, I didn't have anything of mine. So I decided to hire. So when I was hiring, I found out that by the end of it all, having the occasion ready, I had 1M on my pocket.
As profit?
Yes.
You know, I find this story very interesting. Yes. It's not even just a story, it's a journey. Yeah. Because there's a lady that I know who has been planning and planning and planning to start her business. Yes. This is over 4 years, she's still planning.
She's still planning.
She wants it to be perfect, yes? She wants that moment where she is very certain that she's going to make a profit.
So maybe she's still waiting for a lot of money to begin something?
Yes.
If that is the reason, then
it's never going to come.
That time is not going to come.
She just needs to start.
It might come when she has even changed her mind.
You got into this particular space. Events management is not easy.
It's not so easy.
From what I know, because people come in when they have the clients.
Yes.
Always have something different that they want.
Yeah, for sure.
The trends are ever changing.
Yes.
As quickly as within a couple of weeks, things have changed. The decor has changed. Yes. In addition to that, just one particular event that is mismanaged will spoil you.
Of course.
Can easily spoil your name.
Of course.
So it normally has a lot of pressure. Things get lost. They want very expensive things, they want beautiful things, the monies are very low. So, and you come out, you haven't done this before, you only ask someone else, and then you throw yourself out into this. Yes. What was in your mind? I want to know what was in your mind.
By the way, when I went on ground, I didn't even think about losing anything. I never thought about it, that maybe I will either break a glass or maybe I will lose something. I never thought about it. So what came in my mind was, am I going to give out the best? Yeah. Have I gotten out the best things to use? Am I really going to be in time? That is what was always on my mind. I never thought about losing. So I think, sorry to bring you to this, like the Bible says, like your mind is, so that is you are. You get? So meaning, when you put in your mind negativeness, it really happens.
What will come out.
What you confess is what you possess. That is what most of the people are saying. So now, I never had anything in my mind that I was going to lose. Remember, it was the first time to be on a venue. You're going to do something for the first time. So I was only rest assured that things were going to work out well for me. Yes.
A lot has happened since then.
Yeah, a lot has actually happened. I thank God he's really giving me connections with different people. And actually, like you are telling me about that lady who is planning, me, what I would like to emphasize to her is to step out.
Please, just emphasize, because I know there are so many other women who are planning. They are still planning, they want everything, they want to first have the money, they want to have the perfect clients, they want to make sure that they make a lot of profit, they even already have a profit margin that they cannot even, and they haven't even started. So tell me, just stress it.
My dear viewers, what I want to tell you is you are out there and you want to do something, but you're still waiting to get a lot of money to begin. You know, like the saying goes, one by one makes a bundle. So when you start little by little, you finally go up to where you want to be. If you really want to, let me assume you want to begin like a wholesale shop, just get the room. Even if you pay for it for 5 months without doing anything, pay for it. Put the ladders. Then, by the time you want to get out and get a 10M to begin, that will be too late.
But someone will come up and say, what is the rationale behind? How does it make business sense for someone to actually get that shop, put in the shelves, and then wait? Wouldn't they rather that they have everything intact? Because this is a shop and you're paying rent, you're getting costs.
Now, I was coming to it, that when you have already paid for the rent, you've put the shelves. So now what you'll do is, let me assume everything you wanted to be mega, it is like 10M. But at the moment, you don't have the 10M, you have only 5M. Trust me, the 5M can begin for you something little as you plan for the more money to come and you invest again in your shop. So what you do when you have already put something little, believe for the best. You know, when you begin is when I think that is when you kind of gain experience, you get. So by the time you get experience, you will even try to hear from other people that this and this can work out, so you can also do it slowly by slowly.
What about if I sit in the comfort of my house and I plan? And I plan and I ask and I call Ruth and I ask her, okay, how is events management? And then I call another person and I say, okay, fine, shall I be able to get these particular chairs when I want them, this particular decor when I want it? I plan until another time
now,
when it will happen.
Planning is also okay. Yeah. But by the time you plan, you already have something in your mind, in your heart actually. By the time you call Ruth to ask her, should I really do this? She can either tell you yes or no, but deep in your heart, you already know, I want to go for it. Yeah. You know, sometimes people can come out to be discouraging. She'll be like, no, the kind of business you want needs a lot of money. But at the moment, you have only 1M. But now, me, I want to challenge someone out there who's always discouraged. Yes, I want to challenge someone who's out there that you're always discouraged from friends. It is better we can get some people to advise us, but whatever thing you are going to do, be passionate about it and love it. Be interested. If you're not interested, it is now that you're going to call different people and you're asking, and many people you're going to call are going to discourage you. Because I remember, I remember that last time I wanted to do something, I called many people. That is, I wanted to have chapat stalls. You know, when you sit down and plan for chapat stalls, it's something, it is also a real deal. So wherever I could call people, they'll be like, you cannot. People are going to steal you. People are going to start their own things from your own money. Yes. So I ended up stopping it, yes, and giving up. So that's why I had to decide to go in for decor. But me, I want to tell you, if you really want to do something, love it. And just do it. Yes, and feel you have the interest in you. Before you call any other person, let it be complete in your heart. Because the other person is going to discourage you.
Based on their own experience.
Yes. Meaning, now you'll be like, anyway, she's right because she has failed 2 businesses.
That's a good one.
Yes. You'll be like, one. Because she has failed.
By the time you're going to actually begin asking, yes, for other people's views about your business, the business you intend, you have to have in your mind, you have to have that particular commitment and resolve that you're actually going to do that business. Yes. You have to be passionate about it so that you're not easily swept away.
Yes, because what I'm telling you is, you know, when you want people to be decisive for you, you cannot do anything. You'll easily lose out, you'll easily get weakened, and you finally give up. But the moment you are strong in your heart and you'll be like, me, I want to do this. No matter what they're going to discourage me with, I'm going to do it. So me, I always tell people, if you want to do business, let the people come in to advise you when you have already started. Like, if I may give an example of mine, when I had started, I started with a little money. So people came in to advise me. They were like, how I wish you could buy this, how I wish you could do this.
And they're ever there.
Yeah, most of them.
They're ever there. They're with different views.
Yes. So for me, I already know what I want. I already know what I want. I cannot easily go by what they've told me. Much as I give it ears, I listen to what they've told me, I write it down, and I'll be like, yes, maybe somewhere, somehow she's right, but me, I want this. So
it's quite interesting, you know. One, because we've talked about over planning. And the thing, there's someone who comes up, and there's someone who came up sometime back and said, you can overthink something to death. You can also overplan something to death.
That is
you overplan and overplan and overplan until you never see.
Let me tell you, many people are out there with plans. If you could get someone's diary, you would find it is full of plans.
But they never start.
They'll be like, I'm going to do this, maybe this. Like you said, they even have to put down the profits they're expecting. Because I remember I was once like that. I would be like, now, if I, part of cosmetology, if I get someone to plait hair now at 120, that is dreads, I'll make sure I save 50. You get? So you find they are writing. And actually, you can overplan, and there are now plans are in the book, and you're not doing anything. Yeah. But it's all about you. If you plan something, be passionate about it, do about it, and search about it. Make research about what you want to do. Then from the research is when you realize, I'm now standing at zero money, or I have some money. Can I go for it?
You know, I'm still laughing because I'm still thinking about that person with a huge book or a huge journal who plans and plans. And there are so many people. There are so many people out there with huge plans.
Yes, for sure.
They never start.
Now, if I tell you that many people, every time people are doing business, and by the time you pass by maybe a furniture shop, you'll be like, I wish I get money, I can do it. You go home and now write. By the time you reach home, you'll be like, now there's a restaurant.
I think I can do it.
I think I can also try a restaurant. Now you write. So by the time you find the whole week, you're having everything, you're writing. And you want to put all the mind on the plans you're doing. That one can be so stressing, and you cannot even do anything from that. Only that what I advise people is, when you plan something, have it in your heart. First build that love, that interest, that passion, and be like, really, if I want to start a restaurant, how will it be? You can even start having, it will be like this, and this. Then finally, I'll do it like this. That is what you should first have in mind. But by the time you want to plan and leave the plan there, it means you're not going to do anything. Wow. So you have to start little, and the big will find you on the way.
This is so delicious. Eh?
Yes.
This is so delicious. One, because you're talking about things, and this is why I love your story. This is why I love your journey as well, because it resonates so much with the woman out there who is constantly planning and planning. Yeah. Let's take a breather. Let's just take a moment, and we'll be right back. We're going to take a very, very quick break, and we'll be right back.